What I'd like to do now is run through a few accounting and finance operations and processes within NetSuite. As you can see, I'm logged in as an accounting manager over here, Vince Ford. Now, this is an accounting manager's dashboard. And again, NetSuite is going to push information to each individual user that is going to help with their day-to-day tasks. So everything that they need to do within the accounting and finance application will be presented on their dashboard. Now, you can see here on the left-hand side, I've got some reminders. So these are some actionable tasks that Vince needs to complete over a period of time. Bills to approve, purchase orders to bill, etc., etc. We've also got some KPIs in terms of key performance indicators specific for accounting and finance. These may change depending on your role. So if you're in operations or an executive, your whole dashboard, including the KPIs, will be a little different. I've got monthly average days overdue, etc., etc. So some other information that is relevant for an accounting manager to complete their day-to-day activities within NetSuite. So one of the first processes I'd like to run through here is just running some key financial reports, and we'll start off with an income statement. So within NetSuite, I'll go ahead and navigate to using my favorites or shortcuts to my income statement. So this is a NetSuite income statement. You can see all the GL accounts, revenue, expenses, cost of goods sold, etc. But what you can see are some of the toggles here. I have the ability to now slice and dice my data. What I'm looking at the moment is a consolidated view across all of my legal entities at a top level. So if I've got multiple legal entities here, you can see here that I've got Australia, Canada, subsidiary 1, subsidiary 2, United Kingdom, etc. These are representative of different legal entities or different companies. At a few clicks of the button here, I can go ahead and change my contextual view of the income statement. Now, rather than looking at a P&L or income statement at the consolidated view across all of the companies, I can drill down and run an income statement for this period for a specific company. No need to export anything to Excel or to other kind of reporting applications and do some slicing and dicing of data there or consolidation outside the application. I'll go ahead and change back to my parent company, but this time I'm going to leverage some segments within NetSuite. And what you're looking at here is a profit and loss statement or income statement at the consolidated parent level, but this time by channel. So very, very straightforward at a few clicks of buttons here to break out a few clicks of the button here, go ahead and break out my income statement by channel. So I can see Amazon, big box, online, etc., tracking exactly where my revenue sources are coming from, in addition to any kind of cost of goods sales or expenses, things along those lines as well. So let's move to amortization now. And I will go ahead and use my recent records here to access a bill. And this one is just going to be the Paramount insurance bill. And once I log in here, you can see this is a standard accounts payable bill, etc., etc. But using NetSuite's amortization schedules and automation, I can book this prepaid insurance bill to a GL account, and I can go ahead and leverage the amortization automation within NetSuite to automatically recognize those expenses on a periodic basis. So you can see here, I've got my bill booked to my prepaid insurance, and I've got an amount of $12,000. You can see an amortization start date and an amortization end date here as well. And then you can actually go ahead and click down on the amortization schedule itself. And NetSuite will go ahead and not only create the amortization schedule for you, it will also show you the future dated postings that will need to occur in the future, so you could see all of the details here. This automation will happen on a periodic basis. You can either let the system automatically post these, or if you wanted to approve them, you can go ahead and use the reminders on the left-hand side there on your dashboard to approve these amortizations. So let's go ahead and talk approvals now. NetSuite has a robust set of approvals. They could be very, very straightforward in terms of a linear hierarchy with a dollar threshold in terms of if, as an employee, if I enter a bill, a journal, a transaction set within NetSuite, I have the ability for that to go straight to my manager, and depending on their threshold, they can approve or reject it. And it can also continue on to their managers and supervisors, etc. So let's go ahead again and use one of my recent records, and this one will just use a bill which is pending approval over here. So as soon as I entered this, you could see it went into a status of pending approval. Also has a next approver status. So this will immediately go to Larry Nelson. Larry will be notified by email. He'll also be notified via his dashboard, and he can go ahead and click on the reminders icon that this bill needs to be approved or rejected. All right, let's talk allocations now. So I'll go ahead and once again use my shortcuts to access the allocation schedule. Now, under the allocation schedule, I've got a numerous allocation schedules set up here. Examples would be rent, salary, and professional services, which we'll look at right now. So when I set up my allocation schedule, I could go ahead and see the source. So any transaction that's posting to this professional services GL account will then need to be allocated across different departments in this particular instance. So in my destination, you can see here are my 3 departments: administration, professional services, and products. And here's a percentage. So a percentage of 50% should go to the department administration, 30% to professional services, and the remainder, delta 20% to products. So in this particular use case, what I could do is simply enter a bill and to a single GL account, one line, and then the allocation schedule will go ahead and break that apart, posting to different departments. So I can get rid of any manual calculation or anything along those lines. I can go ahead and click on history here to have a look at that. So I can just pull up the latest journal over here. And you can see here that at one point this this bill was entered for this professional services, and we credited that, and we posted back to the same 3 GL accounts, but in this particular case, added a GL segment for the department, and NetSuite will automatically take care of all of the calculations for you.